Hi, everyone. Today, we're going to dive into one of the most important elements of academic writing, the thesis statement. A strong thesis is the backbone of any great essay or paper, and I'm here to show you how to build one that is clear, compelling, and persuasive. We'll also explore how to incorporate definition sentences and parallelism to enhance the clarity of your thesis. So, what exactly is a thesis statement? Well, a thesis statement is your central argument, the main idea you're going to be discussing, defending, or proving throughout your paper. It usually shows up at the end of your introduction, and it answers the question, what am I trying to argue here? A good thesis is not a statement of fact, it's a claim backed by reasoning. And that brings us to the next point. A thesis statement is made up of two essential parts, a claim and reasoning. A claim is your main argument, or the point you're trying to make. Reasoning. These are the supporting points that explain why your claim is true. To you. Think of the claim as what you're arguing, and the reasoning as why you're arguing it. Example. Let's say your claim is, global warming endangers health. That's a strong position, but we need more. You need to explain why that's the case. So your reasoning could be, it jeopardizes national security and threatens basic human rights. Now, if we put the claim and reasoning together, we get a full thesis statement. Global warming endangers health by increasing disease outbreaks and respiratory issues, destabilizes national security by escalating resource conflicts and displacement, and undermines human rights by deepening social and economic inequalities. Now let's talk about where that claim can come from. A great way to start is by using definition sentences. Before you make your argument, you may want to define the concept you're talking about. A definition helps set the stage, so your readers are clear on what you mean. There are a few different ways you can define something, and this is where things get interesting. Here are some types of definition statements. A formal definition explains exactly what something is. For example, music is sound made by voices or instruments characterized by melody, harmony, and rhythm. A synonymous definition uses a synonym to define the concept. For example, music is melody. A negative definition defines something by what it's not. For example, music is not silence, but rather organized noise. An etymological definition breaks down the origin of a word. For example, music comes from the Greek word mosik, meaning the art of the muse. A stipulative definition happens when you create your own definition for the purposes of argument. For example, music is the arithmetic of sounds. So, how does this connect to your thesis statement? Simple. You start with a definition sentence to establish what your key term or concept is. Then, you make a claim based on that definition. Here's an example. Cultural diversity is the presence of different cultural groups in a society. Cultural diversity enriches societies by fostering innovation and promoting empathy. When you combine them, you get a well-rounded claim. Notice how the definition anchors the claim, making the thesis stronger and more coherent. Now, let's look at parallelism. Parallelism is a technique that involves using a similar grammatical structure for each part of your thesis statement. This makes your argument clearer and more balanced. For example, take this thesis about educational inequality. Educational inequality perpetuates socioeconomic disparities, undermines the principle of equal opportunity, and constrains economic growth. Notice the repeated structure of verb plus consequence in each part, perpetuates socioeconomic disparities, undermines the principle of equal opportunity, and constrains economic growth. Parallelism not only makes the thesis more readable, it also makes it more persuasive. Let's put this into practice. Here's a simple two-step activity you can try. First, choose a concept and write a definition sentence. For example, you could define love. Love is a deep emotional bond between people. Then, create a claim based on that definition. For example, love can often blind people to their partner's flaws. Finally, combine them into a thesis statement. Love is a deep emotional bond that, while enriching, can blind individuals to their partner's flaws, leading to challenges in relationships. See how the definition sets the stage and the claim builds the argument? To finish up, let's practice using parallelism to strengthen your thesis. Here's an example thesis that could use some parallelism. Love is blind, causes emotional pain, and can lead to irrational decisions. Now let's apply parallel structure to it. Love blinds people to reality, causes emotional pain, and leads to irrational decisions. With parallelism, your writing sounds more cohesive, and the message comes across more powerfully. And that's it! Today, we've learned how to craft a strong thesis by combining claims and reasoning using definition sentences and enhancing clarity through parallelism. I hope this helps you write clearer, more compelling thesis statements in your papers. Thanks for watching, and happy writing!